Okay, you learned two types of root system. One is taproot system and the other one is fibrous root system. Okay, so there are two types of plants as dicotyledonous, plants and monocotyledonous, simply short term monocots, dicots. Okay, so or monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous. This part is not in your syllabus, but it is of much helpful for you to keep them in your mind. Dicotyledonous plants are having always two cotyledons, පියලි දෙකක් සහිත බීජ, two cotyledons. And they are having a taproot system. Sometimes seeds like this is like paddy seed. Okay, so they are showing that fibrous root system. Okay, so this fibrous root system with monocots. What are the examples? Arecanut, coconut. Okay, so like plants and grass species, so they are having this only one cotyledon in their seed embryo, so they are monocots. All the monocots are having a fibrous root system, and the plants with two cotyledons, so they are known to be dicotyledonous plants, and they are having this taproot system. Okay, I would like to remind you where we are in the lesson. අපි කොතනද පාඩමේ ඉන්නේ? So that is the diversity of plants. Okay, diversity of plants. So that's our main topic. Then diversity occurs in between plants in different ways. The first one is diversity of plants according to their external features, their body features. They are known to be morphological features. Okay, morphological features due to the morphology. So what does it mean by morphology? Afrin, what's known to be morphology? External characteristics. Okay, so external characteristics. What are the characteristics we consider as morphological features? Nature of the leaves, nature of the roots, nature of the stem. Okay, so nature of roots. So those are the things to be considered. So that's known to be the morphology. According to the diversity of morphological features, plants diversity occurs. So what we learned first morphological feature, that is the diversity of roots. So nature of the root is one morphological feature. Depending on these morphological features, diversity. Okay, so what is the morphological feature we considered so far? Only one, that's the root. Okay, there are two types of root system. So that's taproot system and fibrous root system. Today's topic, take down different types of roots, different types of roots. Different types of roots, different types of roots, adapted, adapted, adapted to different functions.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, son, tell me.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, are you sending the recording to the group?
Yes. If you have signal problem,
Sir, can you
no matter, you can
excuse me,
participate.
sir?
Yes.
Can you tell again the topic?
Yes,
Different
different
types of
types of roots adapted. Adapted to or for different functions. Different types of roots adapted for different functions. There are major two types of roots, you know. They are actually two systems of roots. One is taproot system, the other one is fibrous root system. In addition to that, there are different types of roots adapted for different functions. Okay, take down a little note. Taproot system and taproot system and the fibrous root system, taproot system and the fibrous root system are the main two types of are the main two types of are the main two types of root systems. Are the main two types of root systems. But there are different types of roots. There are different types of roots Hadagasunu adapted, 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 Hadagasunu. Another term is used for this. Don't write. Another term is used for this. But that is not තිසෙන් පුතා ඔයාගේ මයික් එක ඔන් වෙලා මම එකපාරක් ඔෆ් කළා ඔයා ආයොන් කරගෙන. Switch off.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, switch off your mic. Good, thank you. Adapted means හැඩගැහෙනවා. So another term is used, specified. Specified. Specify, so past tense, IED. Specified. Adapted or specified. But there's a quite different meanings of both terms. Specified, විශේෂණය වෙච්ච. Specified to that. Adapted, so it is adapted. හැඩගැසුණු. Okay. If you need further study of these terms, you can study that advanced learners Oxford Dictionary with examples. Okay, not that little dictionaries, don't use them, that big one. So, or you can net search, internet search with examples. Okay, adapt. So these are past tense. There are three forms of verbs. Okay, in addition to the infinitive, what's that? What are the forms of verbs? That's not science. I'm asking from Shania Piris.
So verbs,
Verbs, forms of verb.
noun,
First one, infinitive. Okay,
adjectives,
adapt, adapt. That's infinitive. Next one, past tense verb,
adapted,
adapted. Past participle, that's also adapted. Yes, what's the present participle of that? Adapting. Okay, so you have to know them. So I have written here past tense verb. So adapted for different functions. So what are those root types? One of the main root types. First one, take down. Before that, I'll explain. I think you have seen plants like this. Okay. These branches are very long. What happens if it is elongated more than this? Lakshmika, what happens one branch is elongated more and more? It will be broken down. Okay, it will be broken. Lakshmika, are you there?
yes, sir.
What happens when this branch of the tree is elongated more and more? It will
It
be broken. Yes, it will be broken. But as an adaptation for that, as an adaptation, as a specification, there's another types of roots that are coming down. Okay.
in Banyan.
Yes, very good. So banyan trees. Finally, what happens to these roots? Okay. Imagine there's a river here. There's a river. Okay. It's a river. This is the other land area. So these plants are living thousands of years. These plants lives thousands of years. What happens? By the passing of time, that branch is extending to the other end of the, yes, what happens with the time this mother plant get died and new plant is behind the river.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the thing that happens. What kind of root is this?
Crop roots.
Yes, it's known as,
Crop roots.
okay, let's see. Okay, now take down the types of roots. Okay. So this is banyan tree and this is supporting to the stem. Sorry, this is supporting to the branches. But another type of root we can see. So I think you can see these types of plants. So this is a kind of mangrove plant. I think you can see this. It supports to what?
Stem.
It is supporting to the stem because this is a pandanus plant. So these are the leaves of that. Okay, pandanus plant. And it supports to the stem. Here, these roots are supporting to branches.
Sir, can we take it, rampant?
Rampe, yes, that also the type of plant that supports its roots to the stem. Okay, so up to now, let's take down. So you have to name the type of root here, the first type, and you have to draw the second one below that, the second type. Compulsorily, you have to name this is stem and this is what? Branch. I think this is not clear to you, but you know how to write branch. I'll help you in that case, okay? When you're writing, so that's stem. So you have to name this special root type. Okay. Now start drawing and naming. First do this, and below that you have to draw this one. Prop root and stilt root. Try to compare. So this is appeared in your exam also. The prop root, it supports to the branches. Stilt roots are supporting to the stem. Prop roots and stilt roots. Dinuda, show me your drawing. Voice කරන්න. නැත්තම් prompt වෙන්නේ. Lashmika,
Yes, sir.
show it and tap the phone. ෆෝන් එකට තට්ටුවක් දාලා පෙන්වන්න නැත්නම් ඒක අපිට ඩිස්ප්ලේ වෙන්නේ. Tap to the phone.
Sir,
Yes, good. පුතාලා මේ පෙන්නුවට මට පුල් ස්ක්‍රීන් වෙන්න නම් ටැප් කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් මම සිලෙක්ට් කරගන්න ඕන. So අපේ නිලන්ත සර්ගේ පුතාගේ නම මට කියන්න මම වෙනස් කරන්න මෙතනින්. පුතේ නම කියන්න.
Nishar.
ශාර.
Sir, Nishar Suhas.
නිශාර. That's enough. නිශාර. නිශාර, අමායා, අර්චනා, ඉසවි. පටන් ගද්දිම අමුතු නමකින් පුතෙක් ආවා. යා නෑනේ මම නම් වෙනස් කරන්න. Okay, no matter. Okay, let's move to the next type of root. So,
Sir, wait just a minute.
okay.
Done, sir.
Good. Okay, Nishara, tell me what is the function of that prop root? It supports to what? Prop roots supports to the
Stem.
so that's still
Branch.
root supports to the stem, and prop root supports to, yes, you are correct, that's branch. Good. I'll give you a note, okay? So next type of root, so that's aerial roots. I think you have seen plants like this, so you like it very much. So this is a coconut husk dried. I know, now you know them. Like coconut husk, okay? So what's the type of plant? Leaves just like this. These are kind of epiphyte.
Orchid.
Epiphyte, yes, that's orchid. Orchids are the common name. Common name is epiphytes. Apishag.
Ariel Roots.
Yes, they are having what? Aerial roots. So you can see these leaves, okay? And roots, so they are hanging down like this. . hanging down. Sometimes they are moving somewhat thick. Okay. So they are known to be aerial. Aerial roots. So what's the importance of that? Yes, for the absorption of water vapor into the plant. Yes, Lakshmika? Orchids වලට අපි වතුර apply කරනවද water? Yes, when watering these types of plants, we have to apply them as a mist. Okay. Yes, we have to spray water. So we cannot uh, transplant them in the ground because they are not having roots adapted to absorb water from soil. Okay.
Sir, should we draw this?
Yes, draw it as you can. කැමති නම් ඕකිඩ් මලකුත් ඇඳගන්න. අමුතු ඒවානේ තියෙන්නේ. ඇද වුණාට කමක් නෑ. Afrin, this is an orchid flower
Yes.
I shown in so like you can draw. This is a flower in heaven, okay? You can see it there. Okay. Okay, someone has told by a message, my iPhone 11 is hacking. Afrain, is that true?
Yes, sir. When sometime if I on the video or on my mic, this happens.
Afrain, two devices near to you.
Me?
Yes, sound devices දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Two devices with you. One is mobile phone or two mobile phone or one mobile phone with a laptop. No.
No, sir. I have only one.
In your home,
Yes, sir.
can you see that echo effect? Repetition of sound? That happens usually when two mobile phones are closer or when you are using two sound devices, two microphones.
One, sir.
Okay, no matter. Archana, what are you doing? You have switched on your video and doing something else. Archana Senaviratna. What are you doing, son? Okay, so let's take down the note here. Aerial roots. Aerial roots are used to absorb. Okay, right? Aerial roots are used to absorb water vapor, water vapor from the atmosphere. Yes. What it does? Absorb water vapor from atmosphere. Okay. So in that case, we have to increase the amount of water vapor in atmosphere. So that's why we increase the water vapor level. So we call that humidity. The amount of water vapor in atmosphere is known as humidity. So increasing the water level means increasing the moisture level or water drops as mist. Okay. So increasing the water vapor level in the atmosphere is known as humidify. Humidify. Okay. So related terms you have to know: humidity, amount of water vapor in atmosphere, and increasing the level of water vapor in atmosphere is known as humidify. By humidifying, we can increase the water vapor level, then these aerial roots can absorb them. Okay, so that's the principle behind that. Okay, can you understand this? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේක තේරෙන්න ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. You can understand. Okay, so this is orchid plant. Actually, the common term used for them, all the types of orchids, so they are known to be epiphytes, epiphytic plants. Good. I'll erase that. Next, take down climb in roots. Climb in roots. Climb in roots. So this is the support. Support stem. Support stem is there. Pepper or beetles like plants can be grown on this. So you can observe it. So this climbing roots, just like you climb on a root. So what it does, just like embracing. Okay, so that's how it is fixed to the support stem or whatever the type of support. It may be a tree or whatever the thing. So these plants are using climbing roots. So these climbing roots, okay. So not under that, take down. Climbing roots are used to fix the plant to the stem and grow up. Used to fix the plant to the stem and grow up in search of light. In search of light. So what does it mean by in search of light? Don't underline it, okay? In search of light means alokaya soyagin. In search of light. Climbing roots are used to fix the plants to the stem and grow up in search of light. These climbing roots, so you have to name them. So these are the climbing roots, okay? Climbing roots.
Sir, am I write those notes?
Yes, you have to write. Okay, you
So
have to
what
write
is
these things.
climbing roots are used to the fixed the plants to the stem and
Grow up. Vardhani, GROW, grow up in search of light.
Sir,
Today,
I can't see the left side.
okay, I'll adjust that. ඔයාලගේ chatting window එක දාලා තිබ්බ හින්දා මට ඒක පෙනුන්නේ. I'm terribly sorry. එන්න මම additional time දෙන්නම් ඔයාලට. පේන්නේ නැත්තම් කියන්න ඕන mic on කරලා. Okay.
Excuse me, sir, I have finished writing.
Good. No need to decorate these things. Just draw, sketch. Okay. Later you can color it or whatever the thing you like, you can do. So this is the important part. Climbing roots. So climbing roots are used to fix to the support plant and grow up in search of light. ආලෝකය සොයාගෙන යන්නේ. So these type of movements of plant searching light. Okay, write examples. Write examples here. Beetles, beetles, bulat. Another one, pepper, pepper. Beetle, pepper. Okay, so that's double P. Okay,
Sir,
yes,
grapes harida?
yes, son. Where is okay? So
Sir,
these are the
grapes
things.
kumonda okata?
Yes, this is grade 7. Okay, but you have to know these things because that's must. Okay, so in grade
Sir,
6,
grapes.
ah, grapes. Yes, that's true. So that's a climbing one. Grapes and grades. I think that's all. Next, take down roots with root nodules. May I erase this? Putala mama එක මකන්නද?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir.
Very nice and advanced theory we have to learn next. Okay, now I am drawing a certain plant. Okay, so you can see that this way. You can see thorns of that like this. Okay, so this is magnified one, not a big plant. Can you guess this? And sometimes you can see a flower. What's this?
Mimosa or something.
Yes, that's mimosa plant. Okay, so that's mimosa plants. But we are talking about the morphology. The morphological feature is root. Okay, now I am drawing the root. So first tell me what type of the main root system of that. What's the type of root here? Lashmika?
Fruit.
Very good. That's taproot. So what's the specialty of this taproot? It is having root nodules. May root nodes may swell. So they are swollen and you can see swollen root nodes. So they are known as what? They are known as?
Bacteria.
No, they are known as root nodules. Root nodes and root nodules. Rumisha, is that clear for you?
Yes, sir.
So they are known as what? Root nodes or root nodules. So what's the importance of these root nodules? So these are the roots with root nodules. roots with root nodules. Roots with roots nodules. I think you can see that, but because of the light, okay. Uh, when you draw this, I'll switch off one of light. Okay. So what's the importance? Importance of this is, so there's a certain bacteria inside these root nodules. So that bacteria is known to be Rhizobium bacteria. What's the bacteria? Its name? Rhizobium. Rhizobium bacteria. What's the function of this Rhizobium bacteria? Okay.
It absorbs nitrogen.
Very good. It absorbs atmospheric nitrogen and it gives to the plant growth. Okay, I'll write the note here. පුතා මට යටින් ඉඩ නැති හින්දා මේක මකණ්ඩත් ඕනේ නෑනේ. So I'll write the note here. Bacteria that lives in root nodules. Root nodules can absorb which nitrogen? Atmospheric nitrogen. Can absorb atmospheric nitrogen and so what is done by this Rhizobium bacteria? Absorb the atmospheric nitrogen. So what's the importance of this? Without this atmospheric nitrogen fixation by the bacteria, these plants cannot directly absorb this atmospheric nitrogen because this atmospheric nitrogen, so I'll explain more than your level. Okay. ඔයාලගේ මට්ටමට වඩා වැඩිපුර දෙයක් කියන්න යන්නේ මම. Now listen. Your atmosphere consists 78% of nitrogen gas, N2. So we write that as N2. I think you have seen that, N2. So what about oxygen? That's O2. What's the percentage? That's around 20%. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 20%. So carbon dioxide, you know that gas. Bayalada manda katti. Dinuda. Carbon dioxide. කොච්චරක් තියෙද? 78, 20 altogether. පුතාලා මේ අහගන්න පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි ටෙක්නිකල් ඉෂුව එකක් ආවා. දිනුදා, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
හරි. මම explain කරද්දී when I explaining, suddenly a network connection disconnected. I also didn't know that. So what's the final thing you could hear when I explaining? That 78% nitrogen. Did you hear
Yes,
that?
Yes, sir.
No.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, we
Yes, sir.
hear.
Okay, good. So that's 20% oxygen, 78% nitrogen. Although the maximum value is 78% in atmosphere, it cannot be absorbed. The reason behind that is this nitrogen gas exists as two nitrogen atoms. So this is much advanced to you, but understand this. Look at this. So one line indicate one bond. Okay. How many bonds here? 1, 2, 3. So this is not easy to break. Can you understand? This is not easy to break. So this can be broken when lightning. When lightning, what happens? This bond is broken. This bond is broken. And when this bond is broken, it starts to combine with atmospheric oxygen. And what happens next? Nitrogen dioxide, NO2 gas is formed. Okay, that's a story. So nitrogen cannot separate because they are heavily attached. Okay, so they are tightly attached with them. So that's called a bond. 3 times we call them triple bonds. Okay, that's triple bond. But when lightning, what happens? අකුණු ගහනකොට දෙන්න වෙන් වෙනවා. Okay, බයට දෙපැත්තට දුවනවා. එහෙම මතක තියාගන්න. So nitrogen reacts with oxygen. එහෙම යනකොට nitrogen ට හම්බෙනවා යාළුවෙක් කවුද බය වෙලා දුවනකොට? When it separates and running, he come across another friend, that oxygen. So by combining with oxygen, what is formed? What's that gas? Nitrogen dioxide, NO2 gas is formed. Lashmika, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What happens when lightning? Nitrogen separates and combine with oxygen. Then it is known as what? Nitrogen dioxide. Okay. So that dissolve in rainwater. It dissolves in rainwater and nitrates ions are formed. Then only it can be absorbed. But carbon dioxide, okay, listen, don't write. Carbon dioxide, it can be directly absorbed. Oxygen, oxygen can be directly absorbed by the plant leaves. But what about nitrogen? It cannot be absorbed. So there are two methods of absorption. One is when lightning and dissolving in water as nitrate ions. So nitrogen dioxide is the gas formed first. When it dissolved in water, it can be absorbed. එහෙනම් පුතේ ප්ලාන්ට් එකකට නයිට්‍රජන් ඇට්මොස්ෆෙරික් නයිට්‍රජන් ඇබ්සෝබ් කරන්න නම් අකුණු ගහන්නම ඕන. ලයිටනින් වෙන්නම ඕන. දැන් ඔය ගහන අකුණු මදි. හරි? එහෙනම් ඔයාලා හැමෝටම බොරු කියන්න වෙනවා. අකුණු ගහන්න. නේද? ෂෙනාය ඔච්චර බොරු කියලත් පන්තියේ ගහන අකුණු ටික මදි නයිට්‍රජන් එන්න ගස් වලට. මේ ෂෙනාය. Okay. So therefore, so this Rhizobium bacteria comes. When Rhizobium bacteria එනවා. What's done by Rhizobium bacteria? Rhizobium bacteria ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා මෙන්න මෙහෙම. Don't afraid. Okay, I'll do that task. I can absorb nitrogen and I'll give you that. By absorbing this atmospheric nitrogen, okay, so that's atmospheric nitrogen into, it is absorbed by the root nodules and it is converted into nitrates, then it goes to the plant. Okay, so that's the thing happens. මේ ටික තේරුම් නැත්නම් වීඩියෝ එක බලන්න. If you cannot understand this, so you can see the video. Okay, I think some of the students are disconnected, so automatically you can come to the group. Disconnect උනත් එන්න පුළුවන් permission නැතුව. So let's see, Suri, Shan, සමහරු දැන් තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? Classes තියනවා කියලා කල්තියාම කිව්වා. අද තියනවා කියලා. අද පළවෙනිදා කියලා පන්ති නැත්තේ නෑ තියනවාද? Okay, today you have classes. ඒකයි මම group එක ඔයාලට message කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැතුව off කළේ. දැන් අර ඔයාලගේ inboxes පිරලා නේද? Happy New Year වලින්. ඔය හදවතින්ම කියනවත් නෙමෙයි කාට හරි ආප් එකක් forward කරලා යවනවනේ. So I send a status my inbox. හරි ඒකින්ද හුඟක් අයට link එක හොයාගන්න බැරි හින්දා තමයි ඔයාලා off කළේ මම. Okay, so let's move. පුතාලා මට කියන්න ලියාගෙන ඉවරද? Did you finish writing?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
still
sir.
writing. No need to write all these things. Okay, I'll erase them. Okay, now I'm going to ask several questions from you. My first question is to our new students. Archana Senaviratna. Nice name. Archana Puta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, son. So what is the function of this Rhizobium bacteria? Or before that, tell me, so what is the gas in atmosphere of which percentage is 78%? What's that gas? In total atmospheric gases, the maximum percentage, 78%, is with certain gas. What's that gas?
Sir, nitrogen.
That's nitrogen. Archana, now you know that? Can you understand it? What is the maximum percentage in atmosphere? So that's nitrogen. It's nitrogen. Okay. Although nitrogen is the maximum percentage in atmosphere, can it be absorbed? Dinuda, can it be absorbed? Can it be absorbed by green plants? මම දැක්කා මම මේක කියලා දෙන වෙලාවේ ඔයා drawing. හරි? මුකුත් මතක නැහැ. ඔය අඳිනවා. Yes, this nitrogen cannot be absorbed directly. It cannot be absorbed directly. So that gas is N2. It cannot be absorbed. What about oxygen? Can this oxygen gas be absorbed?
Yes.
Yes.
Oxygen can be absorbed.
Oxygen can be absorbed. When it happens, in the daytime or night time?
Night time?
Yes, in the night time, oxygen is absorbed. ඒකනේ plants රැට කාමරේ ලස්සනට තියාගන්න එපා කියන්නේ නේද? Because it absorbs atmospheric oxygen at night more efficiently. අපිට වඩා හොඳට oxygen ටික ගන්නවා. at night. Okay. So what about carbon dioxide? CO2 gas. Oxygen is absorbed at night. What about carbon dioxide?
Can absorb.
Yes, it can absorb. When it happens, Puta? At the night or daytime?
Daytime.
Yes, in the daytime. What happens? We switch on a light at night. Light එකක් දැම්මොත් ඔයාලට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Instead of oxygen, yeah, carbon dioxide absorb කරන්න ගන්න. So that's the major thing that happens. But what about this? Oxygen is 20%, carbon dioxide 0.04. 100 එකක්වත් නැහැ. මෙච්චර ගොඩක් තියෙන නයිට්‍රජන් ඇබ්සෝබ් කරගන්න බෑනේ. හරි දුකයි නේද? ඒක හරියට මෙන්න මේ වගේ. මම අපේ පුතේකට එන්න කියනවා අපේ ගෙදර පාටි එකකට නිශාකට මම එන්න කියනවා. I invite Nishara and your father for dinner night. හරි. මම නිශාක පුතා කැමැතිම කෑම පිළියෙල කරලා ටේබල් එකක් පුරවලා තියෙනවා. වැඩිපුරම තියෙන්නේ එයා කන්න කැමතිම දේ. 78% තියෙනවා ටේබල් එකකින් භාගයකට වැඩි. හැබැයි මම කියනවා නිශාක කෑවොත් ගහනවා. හරි. If you eat, I'll hit you. තාත්තත් කියනවා. නිශාක මේක මට හදලා this for me, not for you. හරි. අන්න ඒ වගේ සිටුේෂන් එක. So that kind of a thing happens there. ඔන්න ඔය වෙලාවට එනවා අපේ ලක්ෂ්මික. ලක්ෂ්මිකත් ඇවිල්ලා අපේ ගෙදර. ලක්ෂ්මික tells Nishara, Nishara, don't afraid. I'll help you. So Lashmika comes and take the most desired and food and taken away and give him. Give him means give to Nishara. So Lakshmika, so who represent Lashmika here? Yes, who represent Lashmika here? So nitrogen is the most desired food. Right? Who is the plant? කවුද මේ plant එක? That's Nishara. නිශාකට
Sir,
ආස වුණාට ගන්න බෑ. Okay. Who is Lashmika there? That Rhizobium bacteria.
Sir,
Okay, good. මම හිතනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙන්න ඇති කියලා. So you can understand this. Okay. So that's the roots with root nodules. We take much time because that is somewhat complex. Okay. So let's move to the other type of root. So what we have to learn next? I think you have books. Tell me that. Next type of special root. Okay, storage. Food storage in roots. Okay, take down the topic. Food storage in roots. Rumisha, okay, this is the topic. Take it down.
Okay.
Okay, this is photosynthesized SCD. Okay, synthesized නිපදවන ලද ආහාර photosynthesized, so produced foods by the photosynthesis. Okay, some plants store කබඩා කරනවා photosynthesized foods in taproot. Let's see that. In the daytime, this photosynthesis process happens, so light comes to that. So light, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay, so what's taken from soil is water. So this plant consists chlorophyll pigments. If you forget that, you can see the grade 6 video in YouTube channel. So that's chlorophyll pigments. Okay, and foods are produced. These foods are stored in, this is the taproot. Okay, now you know this is the taproot. Okay, taproot. Because of the continuous storage of foods on this taproot, what happens to the taproot? It starts to swollen. What happens to the taproot? Lashmika, can you understand this?
Yes,
What happens to the taproot now?
it becomes large.
Yes, it becomes large. It is swollen, pimbino, because of the storage of. Okay, give me one example for this.
Manioc.
Not manioc. Manioc is not the example. Carrot, beetroot, radish. Yes,
Onion.
onion. Onion is not that kind of. So that's stem. Okay. Onion වල
Okay.
තියෙන පුතේ stem එකක්. That's not a root.
Okay.
Yes.
Carrot.
Carrot. Yes, carrot, beetroot, radish. Rabu. ඒවා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. So you have to write examples. Carrot. Okay, write several examples. Carrot, radish, what do you call radish, carrot,
Beetroot.
beetroot. Yes, good. So you can write. Okay, now take down this. Earlier this was taproot. Now it has become a huge yam. According to the function, these roots are known as food storage in roots. January 1st today. අද ඉඳන් හරිනම් ඔගොල්ලෝ without video. If you have not a video, when you are not using video, your profile picture must be your ID. අපේ නිශාක පුතා දාගෙන ඉන්නවා වගේ හැමෝම දාගෙන ඉන්න ඕන. හරි?
සර් මම දන්නේ කොහොමද දාන්නේ කියලා.
Sir, I tried to put it, but I couldn't do it, sir.
Okay, I'll teach you that. So you have to add it to the profile picture. You can simply search that in YouTube, how to add a profile picture to Zoom. How to search? How to add a profile picture to Zoom. First, you have to register, I think. By using your Gmail, you have to register. Afrin ඔයාගේ iPhone එක hack කරනවා කියන එක කිව්වට iPhones cannot be hacked. That iOS is more secure. But if you touch on a link of someone, කාගේ හරි wish එකක් හරි, if you touch the link of a wish, okay, a blessing of someone, so sometimes that third party link has been created to hack you. Okay, that third party link has been created to hack you. If you touch that, all the permissions are given to that hacker. Then hacker can hack your camera, your photos, your contacts. Sometimes he can send message as you send messages. Okay, if your WhatsApp account is set up with WhatsApp web by another one, so your WhatsApp messages can be read by them. Okay, this is usually done by parents, no matter, so that's okay. So they can check what you do. So I kindly request from parents, activate WhatsApp web from your daughters or sons WhatsApp account into your laptop or even to your mobile phone. Okay. අම්මා තාත්තා අහගෙන ඉන්නවනම්
So I have activated.
you have activated. දෙමව්පියෝ අහගෙන ඉන්නවනම් පුතාගේ දුවගේ මම මේ සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් තේරෙන්නේ නැති දෙමව්පියෝ ඉන්නවා. තේරෙන අයත් ඉන්නවා නමුත් සිංහලෙන් කියනව තරම් නෑ ඕක. WhatsApp web active කරගන්න පුතාගේ දුවගේ ලැප්ටොප් එකක් නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ තියෙන මොබයිල් ෆෝන් එකේම Google වලට ගිහිල්ලා WhatsApp web වලටම යන්න software එකක් නෑ download කරන්න. අර සාමාන්‍ය WhatsApp program එකෙන් නෙමෙයි යන්නේ Google ගිහිල්ලා WhatsApp web කියලා ගාපුවම එනවා. ඒකේ ක්‍රමය කියලා තියෙනවා කොහොමද කරන්න කියලා පුතාගේ දුවගේ ෆෝන් එක connect කරගන්න. Then you can check what they do. ඒගොල්ලෝ නම් නරක දේවල් කරන්නේ වෙනත් පාර්ශව විසින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට link share කරන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ව යොදා ගන්නවා. හරි? So you have to protect them. Okay, good. Some of plants store photosynthesized foods in taproot. Okay, so photosynthesized means produced foods by photosynthesis. Or instead of, you can write here, some plants store produced foods in taproots. Okay, next. Lashmika, you told me manioc. May I erase this?
Okay, sir.
Good.
Okay, sir.
Some of plants store foods in lateral roots. අපි ලක්ෂ්මික කියපු plant එකම අඳිමු. Okay, look at this. So this is a manioc plant. Okay, so you can see, I'll draw this somewhat larger. This is the stem. This is where the plant leaf exists. We need the underground part. So here's the taproot. It's a normal taproot. And you can see these side roots, or we call them lateral roots. So they are coming like this. And what has happened to these lateral roots? It has been developed into a yam. Okay. This underground part. Okay. So these are lateral roots. This is the taproot. But taproot has not been sown. This is a taproot. Afrin, can you read this clearly? Bevagi. Taproot. Lateral roots. Okay. Rusara, can you see this? Okay. Now draw this. Okay. Below that, you have to write examples. Okay. What are the examples? Manioc, sweet potato. අපි දෙන්නම එකට කිව්වා නේද? Sweet potato, Nishara, finish with drawing. පුතා ඇඳලා ඉවරද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we have
So I have
completed this food storage in roots. Yes. Is there any question? Oshan.
no, sir. I don't have finished my writing.
So this is lateral root. Okay. Tell me some examples for these types of plants that store foods in lateral roots. Oshan.
Sweet potato.
Yes. Examples for the
Sweet,
plants that store foods in these lateral roots. These types of plants. What are the plants you know?
sweet potato.
Sweet potato, good. And manioc. දිනුදා උඹෑ කිව්වේ ඔයා නේද?
No, sir.
උඹෑ කියන උන කවුද? Okay, next. Somewhat strange type of root system we have. Root we have to know. So that's respiratory roots. Respiratory roots. So there's a plant, a kind of mangrove, so that is growing in uh, water reservoir associated environments. Okay, so we call that Kerala plant. That plant a huge one like this. Its special ability is it can grow in these water surrounding areas. Okay, just like somewhat large tank or pond. So that means in aquatic environment. So that's the aquatic environment, and water in the surrounding environment. Then a problem occurs to absorb oxygen to these roots. In that case, a new root starts to initiate. The purpose of that root is not to absorb minerals, but to the absorption of atmospheric oxygen. So it absorb oxygen. Okay, it absorbs oxygen. So these roots are known to be respiratory roots. Respiratory roots. Okay, now draw it. Example, Kadol. Another one, Kerala. Kadol. That name is, I think you familiar that name. Kadol කියන නම නිකන් මතකයි වගේ නේද? Lashmika. What's that name? Kadol is a plant.
Sir, mangrove plant.
Mangrove plant, yes. A nice fruit is formed. ලස්සන ගෙඩියකුත් හැදෙනවා. සතෙකුත් ඉන්නව නේද කඩොල් කියලා නම තියෙන. There's an animal named as Kadol in the history. What's that?
Kadolata.
Kadol ඇතා. Who is
ඇතා
that? කාගේදයා? දුටුගැමුණු. King දුටුගැමුණු. Kadol. Okay, nice elephant. අපිව බේරගත්තු සතෙක් නේද? Kadol.
Sir, can you explain it again? Because I came now.
You came now.
Yes, sir. Because of the connection problem.
Okay, son, that's about Kadol Ata. Oh, these respiratory roots. Okay, that's respiratory root. So, you know, roots are used to absorb water and minerals. Okay, but here, respiratory roots are used to absorb oxygen. Okay, now take down the knot. Take down the knot. Usually, roots are used to absorb water and minerals, water and minerals, but respiratory roots, but respiratory roots are used to exchange, exchange, exchange air. But respiratory roots are used to exchange air.
Sir, can you repeat it from the beginning?
Okay. Usually, මං හිතන්නේ මං එහෙම පටන් ගත්තේ. Roots are used to absorb water and nutrients. Water and minerals. දෙකම හරි. Water and nutrients. Lakshmika, how did I tell it earlier?
You said minerals.
Okay, water and minerals. Good. But respiratory roots, are used to absorb, no, are used to exchange air. Are used to exchange air. Huwamaru කරගන්න. Exchange air. Okay, we have to use the term adapt. Adapt. Adapt කියන වචනේ පාවිච්චි කරලා මට ඔය වාක්‍ය කියන්න. First chance I give to Lashmika.
Excuse me, sir. I missed some of the parts again because it was a little bit fast and I couldn't hear it clearly. Can you again tell? Usually,
Okay,
plants.
I think you who asked that to repeat again? Sorry, I could not see
Sir,
you. Yes, you. Okay. Usually, roots are used to absorb water and minerals, but respiratory roots are used to exchange air. Now, is that okay?
thank you, sir.
Okay. By using the term adapt, learn in science in grade 8, grade 7, grade 6. So that's not learn in science, that learn in English. Okay. So by using the term adapt, හැඩ ගැහෙනවා කියන වචනේ දාලා මට ඔක කියන්න.
The roots of the Kerala are adapted.
Very good. The roots of Kerala. Kerala කියන්න ඕනේ නමුත් ඔයා කියපු විදිය හරි. Okay. So it is not necessary to tell Kerala, but the way you told that sentence is correct. Lashmika, very good. Okay, so the sentence I given you is usually roots are used to absorb water and minerals, but respiratory roots are adapted. How to tell? But respiratory roots are adapted to exchange air. Okay. Respiratory roots are adapted to exchange air. Good.
Sir, shall we write the sentence?
Yes, if it is important to you, you can take down. Respiratory roots are adapted. Okay, I'll write that here. Respiratory roots are adapted to exchange air. Instead of this adapted term adapt, you can use specify. Specify. Okay. Tell it using specified. Okay. Nishara, can you repeat this by using specified?
Respiratory roots
Yes.
are adapted to exchange air.
Okay. Instead of adapted, පුතා specified කියන වචනේ දාලා කියන්න.
Respiratory roots are
Specified to exchange air. Okay, so these two terms are very important. In biology, most of the time we use adapted and specified. Okay, up to grade 10. Okay, thank you. So adapted කියන්නේ හැඩ ගැහෙනවා. Specified විශේෂණය වෙනවා. ඔය වචන දෙකේ තේරුම දෙකක් නමුත් සමානයි කියලා හිතාගන්න. Okay, there are two meanings there, but you can think both are equal. Okay, adapted, another meaning, specified, so it has quite different meaning. But here, adapted, specified, so you can consider they are same. Okay, I think now it's clear for you that respiratory roots. Okay, now I am going to ask you to summarize what we have learned today. Prop roots, stilt roots. Next we learned that.
Ariel roots.
Yes?
Ariel roots.
Aerial. Aerial roots.
Climbing roots.
Very good. That's climbing roots.
Roots with nodules. Roots with nodules.
Yes, roots with
Nodules.
nodules.
Food storaging
Food
roots.
storage.
Food
Storage
storaging.
roots. And
And respiratory roots.
roots.
Finally, respiratory
Roots.
good. Now read what you have learned within a minute. Scan it. What you learned. ඉගෙන ගත්තව ස්කෑන් කරගෙන යන්න මම ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නයි යන්නේ. Recording has been paused. It's just now started. Okay, so have a nice day and
Okay.
Happy New Year. Goodbye, all of you.
Happy New
Happy
Year,
New
sir.
Year,
Thank
Happy
you.
New
sir.
Year, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Okay,
Happy
bye.
New Year, sir. Goodbye,
You, sir.
sir.
Happy
Okay,
New Year.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year, sir.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year, sir.
Year.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye, sir. Happy New